So warm greetings, myself K. Priyadarshini from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Kamraj College of Engineering and Technology. The topic today we are going to see is Entity Relationship Model in DBMS. So Entity Relationship Model in Database Management System. So first, what is an entity? So an entity is nothing but it is an object or specific thing in a real world. For example, an employee, John Smith, the research department, like that it is an entity in mini world. Okay, attributes are the properties that are used to describe an entity. For example, if there is an attribute employee, the employee name, age, his address and phone number, everything will define him. So the attribute is nothing but it is used to describe an entity. Okay, a specific entity will have a value for attributes. So the attributes will have a specific value. For example, the name may have Smith, and then his SSN number, his address has everything, every attribute has a value associated with it. Okay, so next is type of attributes. There are three types of attributes. One is the simple attribute, second one is the composite attribute, and third one is the multi-valued attribute. A simple attribute is nothing but it has only one value, single atomic value. So when we consider about composite attributes, more than one simple attributes are combined to define an attribute that is called as composite attribute. For example, if we have an address may composed of the door number, street number, city, etc. So this is an example of composite attribute, and our name also consists of first name, last name and middle name. This is also an example of composite attribute. And multi-valued attribute is nothing but when an attribute has more than one value, that is called as multi-valued attribute. For example, in real time we will have more than one mobile number. So these type of attributes are called as multi-valued attribute. So next, stored versus derived attribute. Stored attribute is nothing but the attribute for which the value we give or store, that is called a stored attribute. Derived attribute is nothing but when we get a value for an attribute from already stored attribute, that is called as derived attribute. For example, we can derive the age of the person from his date of birth. So next, relationship. For a binary relationship, there are four types of relationship. Okay, a relationship relates two or more entities. A relationship is going to relate two or more entities within specific meaning. Okay, for binary relationship, there are four mapping cardinalities, that is one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. So many to many is nothing but one to one is nothing but an entity in one relation is associated with only one entity in the next relation. That is called as one to one. Okay, in one to many, an entity in one relationship may be related with more than one entity in the second relation. Next, many to one means more than one entity in a relationship may have relate to only one entity in the second relation. And one to many is nothing but an entity in a relationship set is related to more than one entity in the next relation, and also one entity in the second relation may related to more than one entity in the first relation. This is called as a relationship. Okay, so ER diagram. So ER diagram is nothing but it is going to define the entities, their attributes and their relationships. So first, the rectangle represents the entity sets. A rectangle represents the entities. For example, in this diagram, customer is an entity and loan is an entity. So the customer is defined by his customer ID, customer name, customer street and customer city. These are the attributes of the customer. Okay, so next, the loan is an entity. So loan, it consists of attribute, it has loan number and amount. So these two things will define the entity. So these are called as attribute. The customer and loan is associated by a borrower. Okay, so rectangle represent entity sets, diamond represent relationship, and the lines represents the links between them. So okay, ellipses represents the attributes. So double ellipses, it may represent multi-valued attribute, and the dashed line denotes derived attribute. Okay, so underline defines the primary key. So primary key, we all know primary key is nothing but that uniquely identifies a record in field, and it contains only unique value. So we represent an entity by underline, that is called as primary key. So next, ER diagram, strong entity set. If we represent an entity with a single rectangle, that is called a strong entity set. Weak entity set is nothing but we put double rectangle. And the simple attribute we use ellipses and composite attributes. We use ellipses combined with more than one ellipse, and then multivalued attribute is nothing but we use double ellipses, and then derived attribute is nothing but dashed ellipses, and the relationship is strong relationship is represented by a diamond symbol, and the weak relationship is represented by a double diamond symbol. Okay. So next, here is an example for an ER diagram with composite attributes. Here there is an entity called customer, only one entity, the customer in this ER diagram. The customer entity consists of attributes name, address, customer ID, loan number, date of birth and age. Okay, so the customer entity consists of attributes customer ID, name, address, loan number, date of birth and age. So in this, the name is derived from more than one attributes, that is called as first name, middle name and last name. This is an composite attribute. Likewise, our address also derived from more than one attributes, city, state and zip code, therefore it is a composite attribute. So next, street consists of street number, street name and department number. So this is also an example of composite attribute. Then we have a phone number, phone number consists of double ellipses. This is an example of multivalued attribute, and age is a derived attribute because we derive the age from the already given attribute date of birth. Okay, and customer ID is the primary key here. So next, relationship sets with attributes. We are having a relationship set with attributes. For example, a depositor is a relationship set. The relationship set also have an attribute of access date. Okay, so the access date is nothing but a customer is associated via depositor using account. The depositor relationship may be accessed using access date. So access date is nothing but when did the last transaction done, when the customer used their account, when he withdraws, when he had put the amount in his account. Like these things are get using that access date. Okay, next, unary relationship. Unary relationship is nothing but when an entity relates to the same entity, that is called as unary relationship. Here employee is an entity. The employee consists of attributes employee ID, employee name and telephone number. The employee related to the same employee by using work for. Okay, so he is also a worker, he is also a manager. So likewise, an entity refers to the same entity, relates to the same entity, that is called as unary relationship. So next, binary relationship. An entity is associated with another entity, that is called as binary relationship. Binary relationship is classified into one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one and many-to-many. Okay, one-to-one relationship is nothing but a customer is an entity, a loan is an entity. So they both associated via a relationship called borrower. Here a customer may have, a single customer will have only one loan. That is an example of one-to-one relationship. Okay, so the arrow mark represents one-to-one relationship. The customer has only one loan, a loan is associated with only one customer. This is an example of one-to-one relationship. The same example we have taken here. Here the customer, at most one customer is associated via a borrower, but the customer may have several loans. A customer may availed more than one loans from a particular bank. Okay, so this is an example of one-to-many. So one single relation is represented using arrow mark and many relationship is represented using a line, just a line. And in many-to-one relationship, more than one customer can get a single loan. Okay, so group loan has been availed. This is an example of many-to-one. So and for many-to-many relationship, more number of customers, many customers may have many loans. This is an example of many-to-one relationship. A loan is associated with several customers via a borrower. Okay. So likewise, a customer is also associated with several loans via a borrower. This is an example of many-to-many relationship. And then ternary relationship is nothing but more than two entities relate via a relationship, this is called as a ternary relationship. Here employee is an entity, branch is an entity, and job is an entity. They both relates via a relationship called works on. This is an example of ternary relationship. More than one, if more than one two entities participate in a relationship, that is called as ternary relationship. Three entities participate in this relationship, this is called as ternary relationship. Employee is an entity, branch is an entity, and job is an entity. They related via works on relationship. So next, participation of entity set in a relationship. So here there are two types of participation. One is the total participation and another one is the partial participation. Okay, so total participation is nothing but if an entity associated with another entity wholly in a relationship, that is called as total participation. Okay, so partial participation is nothing but some entities may not associated with an entity via a relationship. This is called as partial participation. Here consider in this example we are having customer, a borrower and loan. The total participation is represented via a double line. Okay, so here a participation of loan in borrower is total. That means every loan one customer associated with it. Without customer, a loan cannot be availed. So this is an example of total participation. Okay, so a customer related to a loan via a borrower. So in this we have represented total participation. Total participation is nothing but an entity participated wholly in a relationship. For example, when we are considering an entity loan will be associated with customer via a borrower. Without a customer, a loan cannot be availed. So this is an example of total participation. So and then example of weak entity set. So weak entity is set as nothing but if we represent an entity using double rectangle, this is an example of weak entity set we have already seen earlier. So here a relationship is also a weak relationship because we have represented the relationship using double diamond. So we can see why. Okay, so here the professor is an entity and dependent is another entity. They both related via the relationship related. Okay, so related. So here a professor, for the professor all the details have been given like this: his name, his city, his salary and his ID. For dependent is nothing but the dependent may be the relationship of a person with the professor. He may be his father, his mother or his spouse, everything. Okay, so if an entity set may have not the values for some of its attributes, that is called as weak entity set. In this entity set dependent, the attribute name is not given, his date of birth and relation only given. So likewise, if an entity doesn't have the value of any one of its attribute, this is called as weak entity set. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you.